In Arendelle's fair kingdom, a ruler did appear. Born with a secret power so great, alone she stayed in fear.
Get it together. Control it.
Although the force was hidden, one day she let it go.
Elsa.
Sorcery. And all the land was covered in eternal ice and snow.
It's completely frozen.
Please, just stay away. Elsa! I'll bring her back and I'll make this right.
So you're not scared?
She's my sister. She would never hurt me.
Yeah, I bet she's the nicest person ever. Huh? Am I right?
All right, we're talking about Frozen, a movie that they say returns to that Disney magic.
Fuck.
And you just took it away.
Can we not go there?
No, we cannot. I have a review to do right now. See, I'm doing this for a reason. Because it's going back to that old Disney shit where people just walk down the street and decide to all of a sudden burst into song.
Everyone's singing zippity doodah and all that crap.
No, none of that shit. If we don't have an old slave walking down the street, I don't mind getting beat, son. Zippity doodah, whoop my ass.
No crows running around.
No. The people we're talking about Frozen, which is the latest feature from Disney, which is getting a lot of critical praise. Co-host.
Sure it is.
I see you have none of that Disney
your
magic.
cold robot heart. Like you went around back in the days of The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin.
I was always throwing that net out there trying to get myself a Little Mermaid, but yeah.
Well, Leon, we know that his heart is frozen.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I know. Corey's subtle implication is that, well, you have to be gay to like these things, which is completely not true.
But it helps.
It helps a lot.
Yeah, it helps plenty. See,
Now you proudly say that Beauty and the Beast you thought was the best movie of that year it came out.
you know what? I learned something about myself today, people. I actually love Disney. Now, it's no secret that I grew up on Disney.
No.
I would not.
Yeah,
be
we all
here.
did.
I would not be here today if it weren't for Disney. I'd be in the streets on crack somewhere if it weren't for Disney. Disney saved my life.
That mouse picked you up, brushed you off, gave you a job.
And said, nigga, get to work. No. I love Disney, and I love old Disney, man. I love both old Disney. I love old school Disney
Right.
and old school Disney. I love Cinderella. I love Pinocchio.
You love all the Disneys.
You said Cinderella. It's Cinderella.
That's the porn version. Cinderella, my ass. No. I love Cinderella.
Rella. Cinderella.
We're making our own musical. Cinderella.
By Jove, I think he's called it.
You can find this animated feature at the $5 Walmart bin.
My fair dumbass. But Cinderella, Snow White, Pinocchio. I mean, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then I love the new golden age of Disney.
Yeah.
I love The Little Mermaid. I love Beauty and the Beast is my favorite. I know you're an Aladdin man yourself.
Yes,
but
I
Beauty
am.
and the Beast is my favorite. Yeah. Hey, you over there, old Stone Coney Lawson. What's your favorite Disney classic?
My favorite Disney classic that would be Tron.
Disney never made a Batman movie, did they?
Yeah, that's the closest you're going to get to it. God damn it. You know what? You got me on that one. You won, co-host.
Yeah.
You won.
Yeah, all those other children films that you guys are talking about. Yeah, I understand why they're popular, but yeah, I don't get too crazy about them.
He likes Atlantis. But anyway.
I know. He ain't fooling us, man. But
Atlantis.
now, all those movies, not all of them, but a lot of them, they're considered musicals.
Yes. I mean, that seems to be the model that they came back with when the 90s, was it, when they were doing these?
Little Mermaid, yeah.
Yeah, they just said, like, hey, you know what? We're all about Broadway. Jazz hands. And everyone else's movies, they were basically a high-budget Broadway musical where they didn't have to spend all that money.
Oh, yeah. It was at the time like the Disney execs just took a walk around the Disney park. They took a walk around Disney World and said, damn, there's a lot of homosexuals around here. They like music. Well, we got to get back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be homophobic here.
No.
You need to appeal to everyone.
Exactly.
There you go.
And it worked.
And it worked. And then there was a time where they said, you know something? kids they like the animation.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and they came out with Aladdin, as you said. They came out with Atlantis. They came out with a bunch of stuff that was
No, by the time they got to Atlantis, they had dropped the songs.
they had dropped the songs, and do you remember one they really flopped with, but I kind of like, was Treasure Planet. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, no.
You really? You gonna just like admit on the air that you like that
Yeah.
movie?
Did I say I like that? I mean, you know, I like the effort they put behind it, even though it wasn't totally successful.
Isn't that one of their movies that they still can't find in that vault of theirs?
Yeah, it's one of those that I forget they did it, and they like it that way.
Shit, when they say the vault, they buried that shit like the Grail from Indiana Jones. You know, they had a team of experienced men bury that shit.
I
in the
remember
back.
you guys made Treasure Planet. No, we didn't. We never made that movie. That wasn't us.
But this
Talk to DreamWorks.
Yeah, so you see what I'm saying. Now you made a good point. By the time they got the Treasure Planet, they dropped the songs and they said, "We ain't making no money." And
I want to say that like Emperor's New Groove was the last one that had songs, and even that had a theme song, but but no real songs going. Tarzan was probably the last one that had songs. That was a musical.
did they even have? I guess they had some. Yes,
No, Phil Collins did the music, and there's songs in it.
Yeah.
What about the Frog Princess?
Okay, you know what? You're right. They brought it back with that.
They came back.
Mr. I don't like Disney movies.
Busted.
Quiet. You didn't hear that. Okay,
Play it
this
yourself.
out. All right, come on, guys. You owe me this one.
Now, they've come back to, even though you made the Frog Princess, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
it's got some good musical numbers in there. I mean, but
Some
they-
great musical numbers.
Oh yeah. But they with Frozen, I mean, they've gone way back. To
Yeah,
the point,
they-
as you say, of going Broadway with
Yes.
that stuff.
So where that actually catches you off guard, almost. You're like, oh shit, okay. I guess-
Maybe
I guess
that's
we're
the
going
thing.
back. Yeah.
I've been a little spoiled, co-host. It's
Damn right you are.
I like the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
I kind of like some of the goofiest stuff that they've done. I like the stuff like Lilo and Stitch and things that they've taken a chance with. And so when they come back to the musical, I start thinking, music combined with princesses and kingdoms and fantastic shit. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like I've kind of outgrown that a little bit.
Yeah.
You should
Now that
have.
you're 42 years old, I'd like to think you've outgrown that. I mean, this is a movie that skews towards that classic audience
Yeah.
who does still like those things. I mean, you watch the movie, you're like, okay, this is made for a younger audience than what we're used to.
Yeah.
But I don't think it doesn't have any appeal to an older audience. It's just not as, made for that.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, when you think about the old Disney princesses, now I know a lot of you feminist moms out there. I'm with you. You're saying, oh, here we go. Disney's telling my little baby that she can't be anything but a little princess. She can't go out and compete with men.
And that's true.
You know what? And as true as that may be,
Not in this movie.
no, not in this movie. They've actually been able. I will commend them for this. While I was not a big fan of it starting out as a musical, I do appreciate how they've taken some of that old Disney princess formula and brought it back and still kind of made it a strong female film.
They modernized it. pretty much.
That's so much
The
what
whole
I
theme
liked
of-
about this. Is like, okay, yes, they went all the way back to the times when it was a straight up musical where a character will break into song. And when the other princess starts to do that, I was initially like, you get that gag reflex, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, wait, this song's not that bad. And the numbers are all short. Like, none of them are long enough to just like really get you angry.
Yeah.
You might be like, oh, here we go. Well, that wasn't so bad.
That is very true. As soon as I was about to leave the theater, they'd stop. I'm going to go, oh, okay. I can
was-
sit back down again.
I was sitting by him, and he was not just bored, but he was mad. He had his head down the whole time, and he just. I mean, the whole time he's sitting there.
I'm actually surprised you were able to even hear the songs and get mad, because that screening we went to, there was a symphony of babies, of crying babies throughout that
Yes,
room.
there was.
And
Oh,
the moment the film got quiet for a second, for an emotional moment, it's like all those babies looked at each other and said, okay, now.
Yeah.
Let's do the background vocals. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one. We were sitting in front of it.
Y'all like ground zero. I sat up near the front where I knew what was all going on behind me, but y'all were right in the middle of all that.
We were in the center. Yeah, we were the epicenter, man.
Yeah.
We actually saw the kid that did it all. There was one kid. He wasn't even crying.
No, just screaming. Just like screaming to
Oh,
the point
yeah.
of a whistle.
There was one kid who was sitting there. When it got quiet, he looked around like, hit it, y'all.
He was conducting the rest of those little hellions in that theater, going, "All right, kids, let's fuck this shit up."
But yeah, and it's funny because the kid wasn't even like, he wasn't crying. He was just happy. That
Right.
kid was losing his shit. Whenever everything got excited in the movie, he's like,
I was waiting for that kid's head to explode like a piñata, just like candy and shit start coming
It's like
out
a bunch of
it.
neighborhood dogs, and when them goes off, all the other ones are like getting in on it too. Oh, me too, balls.
It was definitely a chain reaction of fucking noise.
oh yeah. But we're talking about a lot of other things, but besides what the movie's about.
Yes.
Now,
Tell people what the movie's about.
okay, so I got my notes right here, so excuse me if I check them for a moment. Don't want to lead you wrong. But we have Kristen Bell as Anna.
Wait, Christian Bale.
Kristen Bell. Don't get that wrong, because you know you're gonna
that's what you
set
said.
him
We
off.
got Batman. Yeah, that's when he didn't like it until the princess became Batman in the movie.
Motherfucker
No.
can act and sing.
We got Kristen Bell. She plays Anna. And Anna is the daughter of a king and a queen. And you're thinking, okay, she's got a good life. Everything is cool. And on top of that, she's got a badass sister, man. Her sister is Elsa, who's played by Idina Menzel. I guess she's a famous Broadway singer.
I believe she's married to Taye Diggs.
Oh, is that the one
Yeah.
that's in that is in Wicked?
Enchanted.
She's in Wicked also.
Okay.
If you say so, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you think
She's in Wicked, all right.
that's fine.
Do you
Sure.
like? Do you like your job?
She's in it now.
But Anna's sister, I mean, who wouldn't want a sister that had the power to control the elements? In this case,
Well, snow.
It's
Yeah.
snow. But it turns out that her sister is actually the carrier of snow. She can't really control it, and she's kind of dangerous with it.
Well, there's no Charles Xavier school of the realm. See,
Nothing like
if
that
you
here.
can cross that over and bring the X-Men in there, he could help her out.
Yeah.
But without that, her power's just running just out of control to the point where it's like, you need to not use your powers. You need to not touch anybody. You know what? You need to just stay away from people altogether.
She's just like the kid in the theater who had the power of noise.
yeah, she had the power to scream. Yeah, she's a, and so because when they're playing, she has this great power. I mean, just about putting a little poof on Anna, she knocks Anna the fuck out. And the father and the mother come in and like, holy shit! I mean,
At first they play like,
Yeah.
what did you do? I ought to beat your... Or, hey, it's cool. You see what I said? It's cool.
It's a Michael Myers scene.
It's going to be all right. Just want you to just go play over there and don't touch anybody.
Mom and Daddy get a little crazy. I'm sorry.
We've spoke out of turn.
What you want, Chris? We came earlier this year. We get you anything you need. Just don't kill us. Don't kill us. But they actually give her some gloves and say, hey, you can never use this power again. And when Anna wakes up, you cannot even let her know what you have done.
Yeah.
And years later, as they grow, Anna can't communicate with her sister because her sister's saying, you know what? I can't tell you what I did. I'm too dangerous. So there's a little rift between it because Anna just doesn't understand. So as they get as time goes on, of course, it's only a matter of time before something happens and Elsa loses her shit and causes a permanent winter in the kingdom.
Yeah.
And goes away into isolation.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. She goes off into exile, self-exile. She's like, okay, I can't be around people that think I'm a monster. I'll just go off by myself
And she
and
builds
be
the
the
fortress.
ice queen of the world.
Yeah.
She builds the Fortress of Solitude.
Yes,
for herself.
Pretty much.
yes, she
Yeah.
does.
And it's not until Anna decides to take it upon herself to try to reconcile with her sister and end this permanent winter. She hooks
Plus,
up.
you got everybody in the town going like, man, your sister just froze this place. And if you don't do something about it, we going to do something about it.
Yeah. In other words, we're going to kill her. But she teams up with a mountain man played by Jonathan Groff, a guy named Kristoff in his funny moose or reindeer, whatever. And she gets him to lead the way. Now, as I said, this movie is more empowering for women because even though you have this mountain man, Kristoff, and there's even a prince that comes in named Hans who tries to sweep Anna off her feet and wants to marry her. And these women are saying, we don't need no man for this.
Right.
The guys are actually secondary characters here.
They really are. It was refreshing to see that. I was also liking how the design of Kristoff wasn't the standard. Like, Disney has a template on what the men in the movie look like, especially if they're in any way heroic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, you could take all the Disney princes and all the, what do you call love interests and just put them on a tracing board on a light table and see it like, oh, it's the same drawing, just with the hair changed.
Yeah.
Christoph has a unique look about himself.
Well, they all have a unique look. I mean, just even the drastic range of characters. I mean, my favorite character, honestly, in this whole damn movie is the little retarded snowman that follows Olaf or what? Yeah,
Olaf.
Yeah, where he sounds like he's being voiced by Jonah Hill. But it's another guy.
No, it's the other fat guy that's funny right now. Actually, this guy
he looks more like Dan Fogler.
Yeah, this guy's actually getting a lot of roles now. His name is Josh Gad.
That's it.
And the snowman that he plays is Olaf.
Olaf, did Elsa build you?
Yeah, why?
Do you know where she is?
Yeah, why?
Do you think you could show us the way?
Yeah, why?
How does this work?
Ow! Stop it, Sven. Try and focus here. Yeah, why?
I'll tell you why. We need Elsa to bring back summer.
Summer? Oh, I don't know why, but I've always loved the idea of summer and sun and all things hot.
Really? I'm guessing you don't have much experience with heat.
Nope.
Yeah. Olaf is funny.
Honestly, the picture like lit up for me as soon as he hit the screen, where I was like, man, I kind of came in here thinking that this movie was going to be about this guy, until it throws all this other princess shit at me.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I still managed to like it because, I like the fact that they do modernize these girls for a modern age, obviously. And some of the songs, even though a lot of them didn't work for me, there's a lot that did.
And you know what? And the thing that works about Olaf, man, is because the snowman, going back to the snowman, is because they have a good catch with it. It's the snowman. Like, I get kind of tired of these Disney sidekicks because they're pretty. It's very formulaic now. I mean,
they're always smart asses. You know, and they think they're cute, or they use modern references. They throw those in there, and it's just like, okay, you can be funny for a while, but you also get on my nerves.
Well, that's the thing that they didn't do with Olaf. Olaf is not annoying. He's not trying. He's not.
No.
He doesn't. He cracks a lot of jokes, but he's just naive. But he's not annoying.
He's innocent.
And the reason why is because he's a snowman that dreams about summer and being in the heat. But you know, they didn't do anything like so. It's cool because he's in the snow. He goes whipping around the snow and everything, but they didn't make him say like, "Oh, dude, I'm about to go down this hill to the extreme." You know, they didn't try to make him too cool, or they didn't have him come out speaking, with his little stick hands. Yo, baby, look, what's up? What's up, Anna? You know, they didn't try to urbanize him too much.
He seemed like a character that was almost lifted out of a Toy Story movie. You know, where you think about just how he feels about who he is, the world that he's kind of surrounded in. I mean, he's almost a sympathetic character in some way, just because he's so naive and just clueless about that he actually is a snowman. Yet he's having fantasies about wanting to hang out during the summer.
And he has a great. You know, the thing about it is that they have these musical numbers in there, and the musical numbers really didn't take off for me because when it started out a little too cute.
Yeah,
that's what was bugging me. It started out a little too cute. The songs were pretty. They were over traditional.
Yeah.
Well, they were too obvious in describing the situation already at hand. Where I'm like, I don't need this really spoon fed to me that much. I get what's going on. I don't need to be sung to me.
But with these songs, man, they didn't really take off for me until what's Anna's sister name? Ursula, whatever her name. Elsa. When Elsa had her. Well, she had her Jennifer Hudson moment.
Yeah.
That's when that's when the music took off for me. That's when they introduced the mountain man who brought his humorous sidekick. And that's a great musical number, too, that Elsa does. She does a musical number called Let It Go. And it's not where she's going around singing how beautiful life is going to be. She's like, let it go. I ain't going to take no shit no more.
It's her big fuck it song.
Yeah. I'm tired of y'all fucking with me. And she just makes like you say, a fortress of solitude. But the movie, it's when they introduce that humor and introduce that musical number that this becomes the new Disney film that they're able to actually take the traditional and make it something that's good for this time.
I'm glad that he did because, like you're saying, when all that stuff starts to happen, that's when the movie comes to life. The stuff before it was one of those things where I'm like, man, something interesting better happen because it's just these characters are just not doing it for me enough. These songs aren't really doing it for me enough. The whole idea of where the story is going, it makes me wonder, what is this about, But like I said, once they get in with those characters. And even with the guy who's hanging out with his reindeer, they made that guy somewhat of an interesting character.
Oh yeah, they did
too. Not your traditional Disney cookie cutout crap.
You're right. Back in the day, he would have been pretty well generic.
Yeah.
And okay, if things work out for him, great. We kind of knew it would. But he's a down to earth character. And with lots of personality in the way he's designed and what he says, he never gets annoying. What they do with his sidekick, his reindeer, even that's good. I mean, it was the same people who worked on Tangled who worked on this, and it shows in the writing, especially with those characters.
I could definitely see that was another element. Those two characters felt like they were kind of lifted from Tangled. At least I was like, this is probably coming from the same guy who wrote those characters.
And yet, I was remarking on how I like how Kristoff was not a clone of Flynn from Tangled.
Yeah.
He really was he was a sweet guy, but not overly so. And there's so many between Anna and what's he, Kristoff, and I forgot the reindeer's name. Some Scandinavian name also. And Olaf, there was man, it's so much fun watching them. I kind of don't want this movie to be over. I want to see the further adventures of it's the first movie in a long time where I was I actually really want to see a sequel. Most of the time I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm done. That's enough. And it's just man, these characters, they had such a great chemistry, and especially Olaf. I'm like, what's this kid gonna do next? Bring me a 30-minute thing with him, or the second movie. Let's bring it on.
It's hard enough to get your love interest, having the right chemistry for that, but it's something amazing to see so many characters have so much, chemistry together.
Yeah.
To where it really is, is firing off on all cylinders. To where it's the point where this thing, if it kept going, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, and you made a good point about Olaf, man. Because Olaf, usually they like to make their princesses nice and chiseled. Even with the chick and the frog princess, even they couldn't give her a black man.
Right.
They had to give her a white dude. You know?
Well, I don't think he was white. He was some indiscriminate brown race.
He was white enough.
Yeah, they're called Spanish.
It was in Libya from Trinidad.
Yeah.
But if you notice, they gave him kind of like a fat nose.
Yeah.
And if you notice something, they kind of hinted that he might be a little crazy.
Well, yeah, he's talking to that reindeer.
He's talking to that reindeer a lot, and the reindeer, and he's doing voices for the reindeer, and even that reindeer's like, "Hey, man."
That's the funny thing. You go man, that reindeer had a lot of personality. It's like, no, he actually didn't. It was Kristoff doing all those voices for him, just making up stuff for him to say.
He's turning into Jack Nicholson up there in that snowy mountain. Yeah.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Hey, man, it's cool. It's cool. But I really enjoyed this movie, man. It really, no pun intended right here, but it really did warm up to me after a while, man. And I there's certain things that I didn't really like about it. I mean, I mentioned one, I thought it had a very, very slow beginning.
Sure.
And I'll tell you something, the kids, they're not going to mind that. The kids are going to be fine with the beginning. They were having a great time. But there's something that Disney always does, and you'll have not just a side character, but you have a side character.
Yeah.
You want to get down to the really funny, the real funny sidekicks. They had some trolls in the movie, and Disney is notorious for always, now unless it's the Frog Princess, nobody of color, unless you're Pocahontas, nobody of color really is going to be a prince or a princess in the movies. But they will cast somebody of color as a sidekick in a minute.
Yeah.
You'll be you can't be no lion, but you can be a hyena, or you can be the lion singing voice. But here they had the trolls, and most of them sounded like they had sort of Swedish accents or Nordic accents.
Right.
Like they were not black. Is that what you're trying to say?
They did have that one troll. Like all of them were like, "Oh, welcome back. Where you been?" But they had that one troll. "Hey man, my baby come back to me. Hey, what's up, sweetheart? My baby go. Ooh, who's this girl? My baby brought home to me." And I was like, "Man, you know what I'm talking about."
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Was this a troll going through a 12 years a slave moment or something?
12 years of troll.
Yeah, 12 years of trolling.
And then when they sang, everybody's like, "Do do do," and they got that one.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, wow, how do they manage to crowbar Aretha Franklin in all these movies?
The Viking Tabernacle Choir.
It went from being a Disney movie to a Tyler Perry movie.
Exactly.
You need Jesus, girl, to save your sister.
Surprised Jesus
Boy, my son ain't good enough for you, you skinny hoe.
surprised Jesus didn't come stumbling out of somewhere with his crazy antics.
Yeah, bringing that stranger head bitch around here. No. it is a fun movie. Now a lot of people are going off, co-hosts. They're going off
About what?
They're talking
Yeah, why
about
they
this
doing
is
that?
the best movie since The Lion King.
Calm down, people.
I myself, I like Tangled a little bit better.
Well, you know what? Tangled was funnier.
Yeah.
It moved faster.
Yeah.
And it was not skewed so young as this is.
Do you think this is skewed pretty young?
Yeah, I do.
I thought
do.
so.
Yeah. I mean, it's so for like little girls who still into princesses when it starts. Well, like, but you know, as we said, there's a point where it picks up where somebody came in and said like, all right, we've satisfied that demographic now. Yeah. Now let's just pick this up for everybody else who's here.
And that makes a lot of sense because I actually read by accident that this movie went through so many different script rewrites. Like I think it went through 11 rewrites before they finally got one that they were happy with.
You know, and this is the one that was titled The Snow Queen at one time.
Yeah.
And it could be it has two different tones because it's two different directors working
Oh, yeah.
on this. It's I'm looking here. It has and you know the reason why it might have two different tones is because, and I'm not trying to say that one had anything to do with the other, but that it was a man and a woman team that worked on this.
Right.
It was a veteran Disney animator. If I'm looking at the name right here, they had a veteran Disney animator named Chris Buck, and then you had another person working on it named Jennifer Lee. And so I kind of feel like being torn between the two, that it kind of took on two different identities.
Yeah,
sometimes not much, but and that guy, the male director on this, I can see why I love his humor, man. Do you remember Family Dog?
Yeah.
On Amazing Stories?
Yeah. That wasn't Brad Bird?
I think Brad Bird did the designs on that. I know this guy worked on this in some way or another. I think or he was responsible for the script, maybe.
Chris Buck, he's not Lilo and Stitch?
He might be.
Huh.
He might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was thinking that, you know, all these parts that I don't like, it's probably directed by a woman.
Doing all that emanation. Should have been bringing food.
Fucking everything up. Yeah. Should have been doing craft services. Yeah.
Should have been cooking. You know what? This guy, I changed that. He actually did an episode of Family Dog.
Okay.
He didn't direct the original.
Okay.
You remember they had a TV show?
Yeah.
So I changed that. This director ain't shit. But he did co-direct Tarzan.
Okay.
That's his fault.
You like Tarzan.
Yeah, man.
Act like
Tarzan's badass.
I thought it was all right.
That was 1999.
I know.
You remember that year?
Hell yeah. When I talk about all the great movies that year, that movie is firmly planted on that list.
Damn.
Really? Not being a smart ass?
No, man. I think that's the best Tarzan movie that's ever come out.
Okay. I agree with you.
Really?
I like it. No, I love Tarzan.
Yeah.
I like Greystoke.
No, you don't. Christopher Lambert don't even
No, I'm
like
sorry.
Greystoke.
I actually love the Bo Derek version of Tarzan. That's my favorite Tarzan.
The sad thing is, as sexy as that was supposed to be, it's probably more sleep-inducing than Greystoke is.
A lot of topless monkeys in there.
Yeah. That's exactly why I loved it.
Yeah. I'm not as enthusiastic about this as a lot of people are being right now, saying it's the greatest movie since Beauty and the Beast. I mean, Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorites. Don't you dare.
See, they stepped wrong when they said that.
Corey's going to turn into a beast saying that shit.
Exactly. I'm going to pull that tiara back out. I used to have when I was a true Disney fan. My dress is still back there waiting. But I do like this very much, and I liked it more than I thought I would, judging from the beginning. Kids are going to love it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no doubt right there.
Oh, yeah. Because it's directed towards them.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Like you guys are saying. But I think, and women are going to love it, as much as I hate to be sexist here. And true Disney fans are going to love it because it goes back to what you really like. I think that part of Disney I've kind of outgrown, but I did enjoy this enough to give it a full price.
Oh, okay. The way you were setting it up, I'm like, here comes that matinee. You know what? It's such a matinee, I'm not even going to make fun of him this time. Oh, yes, I am. Well, with everything you're saying, I'm right there with you. Although I still, I can tell I liked it better than you. I mean, yeah, it's not Beauty and the Beast, but it's so Beauty and the Beast. And like this, it has so many of those same notes, so much about it. You can just see like this was the model. They said, guys, we want to try to recapture this formula. It's almost like they had a formula that they lost, and these guys have been working in a lab, and they've come the closest they can to it. It's like that meth. It's not quite 99%. It's 80%.
That's Disney meth.
Where's that blue tint that I love so much?
Yeah, it's not quite blue, but it's aqua. It's blue enough. And the thing is, it starts out. And you know what? I would rather a movie start out in a way where I'm going like, it's not going to be all that, and then come around and me going like, oh, hey, this got so much better, and now it's everything I want it to be, than the reverse where it ends up and I'm going like, you almost had it, kid. But yeah, we've talked about all the good things about it, and The only thing I would say bad is that, fuck it, we said it all. I give it full price also.
All right.
Yeah, it's funny how this movie was actually starting off as a rental to me. Wow, as soon as these
But went to a
characters,
fuck you.
yeah, went to a complete fuck off. Yeah, but no, as soon as all these characters kicked in, the chemistry started working. The songs actually got better, and the Olaf character, like I said, he was kind of the saving grace. For this movie for me. Yeah, it did turn into a full price. Even though some of the songs, like I said, some of those songs just do not work. They felt kind of like useless.
Yeah, like they had to get something in there.
Yeah,
but
it felt like lazy writing. As far as concerning the lyrics, I was like, man, this sounds like some shit that Kanye would probably write on his worst. But,
Disney presents Kanye.
Yeah. Yo, man, it's cold outside. The snow's hitting me. Yeah, yo. Yeah, put in a dub version.
Dot.
What the hell else you want to put into it?
You know what, co-host? That is the fucking best Kanye song I've ever heard.
Is it?
Genius.
Yeah. Wait till I call up Kim. We'll make a video about it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, surprisingly, yeah, these characters did become unique and interesting, and I actually was digging the story. So full price for me, shockingly.
Oh, did it melt that cold heart?
No, it did not. No, 'cause believe me, the first part still sucked balls. But, wish I could have seen some of those princesses doing something like that.
Wow.
Hey,
Man, we almost got out of this without you saying something like that. I was counting it down, too. I was like, we're going to make it. We're going to make it.
How come that snowman can't ever get any action?
I would like to see that animated.
Oh, you will.
If we don't do something soon, we'll all freeze to death. Stop the winter, please.
Don't you see? I can't.
You know it all ends tomorrow, so it has to be today.
Let's go bring back summer!
I'm not leaving without you, Elsa.
For the first time.
Olaf, you're melting.
Some people are worth melting for. You're just maybe not right this second.
Nothing's in my